It's interesting in the Gospels when we read about the different types of people who came to hear and see Jesus. We read of one such person in Luke 19, whose name was Zacchaeus, and he was a tax collector. He was a chief tax collector. So he would have been a very wealthy man, a very well-known man, and a very hated man because he was a tax collector. The people saw the tax collectors as sellouts to their own people. They were working for the Romans and taxing their own people and taking advantage of them. Really, they were extortionists. And Zacchaeus heard that Jesus was coming by, and he, like everyone else, wanted to get a glimpse of him. But the problem was there were too many people. There was a huge crowd around Jesus. And so Zacchaeus, being a very short man, couldn't see over the heads of the people. But he really wanted to see this Jesus. He had heard the stories probably that Jesus was a friend of sinners and that Jesus even ate with tax collectors. And perhaps he had this idea in his head, if I could just see Jesus, I wonder if I could meet Jesus, whether he would come to my house. And so he does this very bold thing. He climbs a tree, and in front of the whole crowd, people were probably looking at him saying, look, isn't that Zacchaeus, the guy that everyone hates? And look at how foolish he looks. He was willing to look foolish in front of his enemies just to get a glimpse of Jesus. And I think the whole point of this story is, one of the points is, how desperate are we to get a glimpse of the Son of God? To what extent will we go to even potentially embarrass ourselves just because we want to know this Jesus Christ, just we want to see Him, we want this opportunity to understand Him, to know Him, to be close to Him. And so Zacchaeus really went out on a limb, literally, to get a glimpse of Jesus. And Jesus stopped and looked up and called him by name. We see there Jesus knows each of us by name. And Jesus also knows the true desire of your heart. When you have a desire to draw near to Jesus Christ, He knows it, and He'll stop, He'll call you by name, and He'll say, I know the desire in your heart for me. I'm inviting you to come close to me.